Welcome to EDU World Space.
So once again, welcome to a new problem. This time we have a human leg that has an upper portion and a lower portion. Okay, so it's a human leg, upper portion, lower portion. This is when the leg is horizontal. So if you think about the leg placed on an x-axis and also on a y-axis, you get to see that at this point this is kind of like the midpoint of the upper leg. The entire leg happens to be 92 centimeters. Okay, so this is 92 centimeters. So this one is 23 centimeters up until the center of the upper leg, and this one also is 23 centimeters. So like that. This one is also 23 centimeters, and this one too is 23 centimeters. The mass of the upper leg is given as 8.60 kilograms, and that's expected because the upper leg has more muscle, obviously, and it has more bone density. The mass of the lower leg is given as 5.25 kilograms, so that's the information we're given. In part A, we want to find the center of mass, that's x, and y center of mass when the leg is stretched horizontally, like the way it is up here. And then in the second part of the problem, that's part B, there are some changes that happen. So you have the upper and the lower leg. This is the center, and that's the center. And so this one is your y, and this one is your x. This distance is still giving us 23. So that distance is still giving us 23, even when the leg is folded, so it's bent at the knee. So we have this distance being 23 centimeters, and this one also being 23 centimeters. When it's folded, this distance is 23 centimeters, and then this distance too happens to be 23 centimeters. So that's the information we're given. We want to find the center of mass in part A when it's horizontal, and then in part B, we also want to find the center of mass when it's bent at the knee. Okay, so this is we're still finding cm and ycm. So in part A, as you can see, this is the position where x is, right here, xcm, and that happens when the value of x is 0 centimeters, or you could say 0.0 meters if you wanted. Now, to find y, the value of y center of mass, we have to take the formula, which is the mass of the upper leg times the distance of the upper leg from the horizontal. So that's this distance right here, and we can indicate that. So this distance right here, y upper, will be 23 centimeters, and then this distance right here, if we could stretch it all the way, we have to give it some space. So from this reference point at the top, up until that part, the y lower is going to be 69 centimeters, as you can see. So those are the numbers we're going to use. So y mass of upper leg times y upper leg plus mass of lower leg times y lower leg, all over, the sum of the masses, like that. Plug in the numbers: 8.60 kilograms times 23 centimeters plus 5.25 kilograms times 69 centimeters. All that divided by 8.6 kilograms plus 5.25 kilograms. You do the math, and you're going to end up with 40.4 centimeters, or we could change that to meters, which is 0.404 meters. So y center of mass is going to be in the horizontal. It's going to be 0.404 meters. That's the y center of mass, and the x center of mass will be 0.0 meters. Okay, that's part A. In part B, we're bending the knee. We're bending it, and we want to see what happens when you bend the knee in part B. And so, again, we're still going to use the same formulas, the y center of mass and the x center of mass. Just relative diagrams of what's going on right here. So that's 23 centimeters. That's another 23 centimeters. And then this part, this is also 23 centimeters. And this is 23 centimeters. So we're bending it. So to get the y center of mass, again, we invoke the same formulas, the mass of the upper leg, and then the y of the upper leg, plus the mass of the lower leg, and the y of the lower leg, over the sum of the masses. And when we plug in the numbers, we get 8.6 kilograms times. Now, this distance is going to be 0 centimeters. And the reason for that is because at this level, the value of y upper equals to 0 centimeters. And then plus 5.25 kilograms times 23 centimeters. That's for the lower leg, and you can see it's still the same. The distance for the lower leg is 23 centimeters. That's from the measurement of the center of mass of the upper leg. And then we're dividing all of that by the masses: 8.6 kilograms plus 5.25 kilograms. And that's going to give us 8.7 centimeters, or if you change into meters, 0.008 centimeters. Now, here's the deal. This one, you can think of it as a minus if you want to, because it's dipping downwards. So the whole thing becomes a minus. That simply means that y center of mass happens to be 0.087 centimeters below the hip. Okay, so it's dipping downwards. That's what it means. The last part of the problem, we have to deal with the x, and we're going to do that on the next page. We still have, the same similar scenario. This is 23 centimeters. This is the center of mass for the upper leg. This is also 23 centimeters. That's the y-axis. That's the x-axis. This distance from the origin, when x equals to 0 centimeters, this distance happens to be 23 centimeters, and this other distance also happens to be 23 centimeters. So that's the information we're given. This time we're going to find the center of mass for this leg. We're going to find the center of mass for this leg, and it's equivalent to the mass of the upper leg times x of the upper leg. Remember, the x distance of the upper leg, as you can see, happens to be 23 centimeters. And then plus mass of the lower leg times x distance of the lower leg. X distance of the lower leg is this entire distance right here. And that's going to be x lower. It gives us, on the x, along the x, gives us 46 centimeters. And then we divide that by mass of upper leg plus mass of lower leg. We plug in the numbers. We get 8.6 kilograms times 23 centimeters plus 5.25 kilograms times 46 centimeters, all over 8.6 kilograms plus 5.25 kilograms. And that's going to give us an x center of mass of approximately 31.7 centimeters. We can change that to meters, 0.317 meters. And that simply means that that's a displacement, horizontal displacement, horizontal distance from the hip. Hope you enjoyed the problem. This was a problem about center of mass. We wanted to find the x center of mass and the y center of mass. We first did it when it was horizontal, so we got 0 meters and 0.404 meters. And then we went on and bent the knee and got the y center of mass for that 0.087 meters. Or rather, this is meters, sorry. This one is meters. You have to remember that, not centimeters. This one is meters. You gotta be careful with the units also. So don't forget that. Easy to make mistakes sometimes. So this one is meters. That's meters. That's along the y center of mass, and then also the x center of mass. You could see we found it to be 0.317 meters. Hope you enjoyed the problem. Feel free to ask any questions, and you can send comments. And have a wonderful day. Okay, thanks. Bye.